Hennessy Sports now bring you a middleweight contest. This bout scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing. Firstly, to make his way to the blue corner from Burford, Oxfordshire, Tom Brennan. Hennessy Sports now bring you a middleweight contest. This bout scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing. Timekeeper ringside is Jason Booth from Newark. Upon the sound of the bell, the scoring referee in charge of this bout, star referee Phil Edwards of Preston. Boxing out of the blue corner, on the scales at 11 stone 5 pounds 1 ounce. 2 fights as a professional boxer, 1 victory, 1 defeat on his record. Tonight, he wears the black shorts trimmed with gold and boxes out of Burford, Oxfordshire. Introducing Tom Brennan. And across the ring stands his undefeated opponent this evening, boxing out of the red corner, scaling at 11 stone 5 pounds 3 ounces. 4 fights, 3 victories, 1 draw on his record, wearing the white shorts trimmed with black and boxing out of Seven Oaks in Kent. Introducing the undefeated Michael Hennessy Jr. Referee Phil Edwards will now issue his final instructions to both boxers.
Take a step back, watch those edges close, and remember, defend yourselves at all times. Push gloves together.
For the first round.
So Michael Hennessy Jr, his 5th professional outing here in the white and black shorts against Tom Brennan, who was very busy on social media, called out Hennessy on Instagram, said he figured that because of who his father is, he'd be involved in a promotion sooner rather than later, and he wanted to be involved in that too, and he gets his chance here. He says that if Hennessy, as the saying goes, hasn't got a punch, then he's going to be in for a long night here.
It's amazing how many fights these days are actually made on social media, isn't it? George, did you ever take part in any of that business on social media, making contests?
I don't think I ever quite made a contest, but definitely in the build-up there was a bit back and forth on social, but I'm a bit old for that now. I'll try and stay clear of it, to be honest.
Good early work there from Hennessy, trying to fire to the body and to the head. Owns his own gym, Tom Brennan, the Battle Barn in the village of Clanfield in Oxfordshire. So he's always going to be in good shape. Tries to throw that big left hook, but it was blocked by Hennessy.
Yeah, he's got a bit of skill, young Hennessy Jr, and what is good to see The last time I saw him box, he was a little bit too relaxed with his guard, so he's keeping his guard up better. He's got good technique and he produces some good stuff like this. Look, that's good, nice 1-2 there. But very often in his previous contest, he was breaking away from clinches and coming away from an exchange where then his hands are a little bit too low. So that's what he's got to watch out for. But up to now, this is much better from Hennessy Jr.
Break, step back, one step back. One step.
Yeah, beat Alistair Warren in Bolton last September, who was over half a stone heavier than Hennessy Jr, regarded as one of those lower-level gatekeepers. And it was a tough old night, that, for Michael Hennessy Jr. He did well to come through it. Has shown real fighting quality in his short career. It's a bit of a question mark sometimes about how much those punches sting, and you can see, George, that Brennan is trying to turn this into his kind of fight.
Yeah, definitely. Hennessy he was starting to back Brennan up, but now Brennan's probably had enough now, and he wants to impose his will on him a little bit more. But Hennessy's got sharp hands, fast hands. He's finding a home for his shots. He's changing the height of his jab, which is really nice. A good start, good first round.
Yeah, good opening round then from Michael Hennessy Jr. Have a little listen to the instruction here. Here's some good work, Richie.
Yeah, good stuff. He started quite well. Just measuring that distance with that jab. Look, and a nice straight right hand there went in, and just maintaining that gap. That was good. Towards the end of the round, he was falling in a little bit, so he's just got to stay well balanced.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 2.
So round 2 between Michael Hennessy Jr, the taller man here, against the very game Tom Brennan. He won his debut in Bracknell against Mac Pemiwa, and then lost in February against Paul Keane, the Scottish southpaw. That was a tough fight to take after a year off, and he clearly lacks a scrap.
Yeah, and probably, Dave, here, what Brennan's got to do, he's got to really take it. He just needs to up the tempo and go through the gears a little bit and take it to Hennessy. He's being picked off at range. I think he's got to get closer to himself. See, he's getting caught there with shots. For me, when he steps on the gas a little bit more and gets close up to Hennessy and tries to drag Hennessy into that toe-to-toe battle, I think he'll have more of a chance rather than trying to box at range. Look, because Hennessy's just picking him off.
He's making good use of that height and reach advantage at the moment. Hennessy Jr. It's been a very neat and tidy display so far. Brennan is one of those age-old boxing stories. Took up the sport at the age of 20. He was living the wrong life, selling drugs and drinking and getting into trouble. And it was the sport that saved him, gave him a way out. Brief amateur career and then a white-collar one. Now, a chance against a name, albeit one early on in his career.
I think the better technique, George, is from Hennessy, isn't it? But Brennan, he looks rough and tough, doesn't he?
He does. He's not quite quick enough to match Hennessy for hand speed, so he needs to more like this, punch with him. So yeah. as soon as Hennessy's hands come away from his face to throw a punch, rather than trying to catch it and counter, he just wants to punch with him. He looks like the physically stronger fighter, so he'll have more success doing that.
Just hasn't quite got it working so far. Just been unable to get around that jab. Hennessy's mixing up well, and that was a right hand and then a left hook from Hennessy Jr.
Yeah, nice little combination, that nice right hand over the top, and then he just switched the attack with that left hook, double left hook, body to head. Nice little move there from Hennessy.
Hennessy wants to be showing a few more tricks now. You know, he's got a foothold on this fight. Like to see him change his head height. You know, if he starts dropping his head and giving a different target to Brennan, then it's something else we can think about.
Still another useful round for Hennessy in terms of learning curve and in terms of winning this fight. Well, there's an argument there.
I'd like to see that again, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same, but we will see it again in a moment. No knockdown,
Take a deep breath.
according to Phil Edwards. Brennan protested.
So this was good work here from Hennessy, but as they break away here, there's that double left hook. That was a cracking shot. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head. Oh, that was right on the bell.
Here's another angle, George.
Yeah, even the feet don't collide. Just Hennessy loses his footing as he throws a shot, gets caught on his way down, so technically it is a knockdown.
High on the head, wasn't it? It was a shot, I think.
2.5 minutes of boxing, then
It is. He's fortunate there, Hennessy Jr.
Corners,
And he
10
knows
seconds.
all about what can go wrong in these shorter fights after the
Seconds
four-rounder
out.
in Saudi Arabia. This one will be over 6.
Round 3.
But no matter how well you're boxing, you don't want a 10-8 round, and he's escaped one there.
Yeah, classic case in Saudi when he boxed. He was boxing really well, but he just let his opponent back into it. He did some lovely stuff in that contest, but his guard was a little bit too relaxed, Dave, if we remember rightly, and he got caught with some shots, especially towards the end of that contest, and just allowed his opponent back in. He needs to stay disciplined and stay focused, really, and get the job done here. But this is far from over. Brennan is determined. His confidence will be sky high now after that last round, because he definitely landed a shot there high on the head.
Yeah, and he can't dwell on the misfortune of that, Brennan. He has to take the positives from it and look forward, not backwards. And there may well still be something in this for him.
See, when you're boxing like that, that's when you've got to maintain that distance and gap, George, isn't it? With that jab, Hennessy just fell in then, and that's what this fella wants, isn't it? Brennan wants him to step in and close the gap down, and so it makes it easier for him.
Now it does the sharper shots are coming from Hennessy. He has slight height and reach advantages, which he should be using, and he was using it well. And like there, when he is off the jab, he's in full control. The second he falls over that front foot, it makes it more of a 50-50 fight.
Hennessy's a little bit rattled by what should have been a knockdown at the end of that second round. Just maybe trying to regroup a little bit. There's a danger here that he could rush his work as well.
Well, that was just a typical example there. He did some lovely stuff at range there, but just fell in to Brennan. He's got to hold his feet a little bit better and just keep balanced and maintain the gap with the straight shots and don't fall in.
Conditioning is going to come into this as well, I think. Wonder about the bounce, the spring in Brennan's step a little bit. Might just be the way he carries himself.
You see, that's better work, taking less risks there, Hennessy, working well with his jab, maintaining the gap. And like I say, his guard's a little bit better as he's moving away from his opponent in this contest.
We'll both be delighted, of course, to be active again, to be involved again, to be dreaming again at whatever level. It's going to be a busy few months for Hennessy Jr, providing everything keeps going his way. But this is a busy night of action for him. Yeah, tough night for Michael Hennessy Jr so far.
Yep.
Let's have a listen to the Brennan corner and Richard Farnan.
Yeah.
Looking back a little bit now. Okay. You're working great, and it's working.
Yeah, good round, I thought, for Hennessy. Did some good stuff, but again, just falls in. That was a nice little layback there. Let's have a look at this here. Just works well with the jab, in and out, maintaining the gap. That's what it's all about. So he's doing well with some of his stuff. But occasionally Brennan did come back and caught him with some good shots also, so a good round.
See the difference in your back? All the same.
Certainly a night, George, that could still go wrong here for Hennessy Jr. if he's not careful.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Brennan still within this fight.
Seconds out. Round 4.
So round 4 of the scheduled 6 between Michael Hennessy Jr. in those white and black trunks and Tom Brennan, who called him out gamely on social media. And he did say, I mentioned it at the start, if he hasn't got a punch, then he's in for a long night. You can sort of see what he means. If you don't get me out of there, I'm going to keep causing trouble for you.
Well, Brennan's certainly responding to his corner, isn't he? His corner says, you know, let's up the work rate, let's keep it going. And he's on that front foot, and he's really taking it to Hennessy. It's a good little scrap, this is.
Always looked like it might be.
Watch the heads there. George, if you were in Brennan's corner, would you be saying to him he's got to step on the gas and really take it to him, do you think?
I think so now. I think if he applies pressure against the young opponent, this could be a point where he could maybe break his heart, as well as drain his resources and his engine. It's getting to that pivotal point in the fight where he does need to step on the gas. He's behind on the cards for me, so he needs to start racking up some winning rounds, and this is the way to do it, with pressure. Hennessy needs to have a bit more of authority with his jab, which he had earlier on in the fight. He was mixing the... Oh, it's a clash of heads, is it?
Yeah, Brennan turned instantly.
He's starting to box as a southpaw now, isn't he, Hennessy? So he's just trying to confuse his opponent, and he's trying something. He's got to watch. He's got to watch this. Oh, that was a little bit low, wasn't it? A low shot there.
Okay, take a minute. Keep those up.
Yeah, you could judge that from Tom Brennan's reaction. He certainly felt it. And of course, he'll have as long as he wants to recover here. He needs to be careful with that switching to southpaw, Hennessy Jr., and that he doesn't end up confusing the issue. Because Brennan's going to keep coming forward here, Richie.
Yes, he is, and Hennessy just got to watch with the switching, because now and again his feet will come square. That's when you can get caught, but he's back to orthodox now. And one thing that's impressed me about Hennessy tonight is that guard again. They have definitely worked on that. His guard's higher, he's taken a lot of shots on the gloves. It's just his balance now, that's what he's got to get right, not to fall into the opponent.
Does have a habit sometimes of just pouring a bit with that jab. Not the cleanest puncher at times, Hennessy Jr., but I guess that comes with age as well and longevity in the career. But he is just being dragged, George, a little bit into Brennan's fight here.
No, he is. The quality isn't as good as it was at the start of the fight. His quantity's still there. I'd like to see him get back into harder shots and not fall in at the end of his combination like he's done here. Falling in, and it's a bit more scrappy and messy and a bit more of a 50-50 fight at that stage. He wants to get clean shots off, step off, confirm that period of the fight that is his, own it, and then, you know, step back to him.
Well, let's have a look at the heads here. This was the head of Brennan, certainly there, causing trouble.
Yeah, a little bit naughty there with his head. And probably Brennan will say the same with young Hennessy Jr. here as well. So clash of heads, and that was the third one.
Well, it is this continuous learning curve, as both of you will remember from early in your career, and these kind of fights, George, teach you a lot.
They definitely do. They teach you about your head position as well. I mean, Hennessy, I'm impressed that he had strong head position, and if there was going to be a clash of heads, he's the one who's going to probably come out better, which is very important.
So, penultimate round of 6 between Michael Hennessy Jr. and Tom Brennan, who's got those black shorts with the gold lightning bolt. down the side.
Lovely work.
That's a good right hand from Brennan.
Yeah, there seems to be a pattern, doesn't it? Start of every round, Brennan seems to start quite strong on that front foot. He's listening to his corner. He's up the tempo a little bit, but then he just slows down. And when he allows Hennessy to work with his jab and maintain that gap, that's when he has the problems. He's got to quicken his feet up a little bit, maybe a little bit more head movement, and really put it on Hennessy Jr.
Heads coming close together again.
One step back, one step back. Both be careful with the head.
And again, little warning there from Phil Edwards. Once again, Brennan is dragging Hennessy in a little bit here, getting close to him, which is just where he wants to be.
Sometimes, George, you think that Hennessy, he looks like he's prepared to take a shot to actually land on, isn't he? The way he walked forward there, Hennessy.
I'm sure he's in a real confident, strong frame of mind, but he doesn't need to be giving away those free shots. Especially there, you want to finish an exchange. So he stepped away, and now he wants to put his authority back on him. He's let his hands go, but it's more effort than necessary.
That was better from Hennessy then. He just landed a couple of good shots and then stayed at range rather than falling in.
Yeah, when he lands one of those combinations and then makes Brennan miss, he looks to be in a different class. But when he was in Ireland in the gym, they used to have a nickname for him. They called him Miguel Hernandez because they said he liked to tear up. He liked the sort of Mexican style. And I think sometimes he gets drawn into a fight when he doesn't need to be. On the front foot there, Hennessy, and trying to dominate well into the final minute of this penultimate round.
Break! One step, no punches, once. Fuck! Not boxing! Don't punch again! Huh? Don't push like that. Box on. Go again, Tom.
Well, just a little warning there for the push from Hennessy. Well, the Brennan would do well to keep boxing and let Phil Edwards referee the fight. It's another tough round, but just to get the opinion of both of you, Hennessy not in danger of losing this at the moment, is he? In your view, you first of all, Richie?
No, I don't think that. I think he's won nearly all the rounds. There's just been the odd occasion during the rounds where he lets the opponent come back at him, but I think he's dominating, to be quite honest, for me.
And George?
Yeah, same. I think I'll give every round to Hennessy so far. I think with a smart round, if he starts maybe even up in his work rate and just having that second wave of attack, so you know that Brennan is going to punch back. So as soon as he does, anticipate it and come with that second wave, put him under some real pressure, he might have a chance to get him rid of him.
This is at the start of the round. Lovely right hand there from Brennan. Started the round quite strong. Hennessy, though, this was good work. Body and head, lovely little left hook there.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Just avoids that right hand at the end. That was good work.
Seconds out for the 6th and final round.
Although, despite what we think about the scoring of this, we all know that if there was VAR here tonight, the second round would have been a 10-8 round for Brennan. Hennessy would almost certainly still be in front, but it would have been a more awkward night, certainly.
Yeah, and a good start to the round again from Brennan there. Lovely little right hand. We've said it, haven't we, that he starts these rounds pretty sharply and on that front foot.
No punches. No
It's been a decent contest, I think. I think Hennessy has won almost every round, but it's been a good workout for him. Good fight to come back to, I think. Do you agree, George?
Yeah, definitely. Good learning fight for him. Not necessarily exactly what he's learning during the fight, but to go back and watch the take back, he's going to see where his successes were and where he can improve.
It's a good body shot there from Hennessy that just stung Brennan for a moment. Then he looks for that long right hand.
Still giving away free shots, Hennessy. Like that's at this stage of his career, that's what he's going to have to be working on next, is not giving away those free shots.
It's not a habit you want to get into.
You can hear the corner saying "come again," so that's the thing when they talk about the second wave. You know, as soon as you let your combination go, know that something's going to come back, step off, anticipate it, and then come straight back again.
Well, it's been very watchable, this six-rounder. Slip there from Brennan. Another of those free shots there as Brennan lined up that right hand.
See, that was a simple shot there, that jab from Hennessy. It was a lovely shot, just a crisp and sharp. Maintain that gap, that's better again. That was a hurtful shot from him downstairs. As George has said, he'll learn from this. He'll go and watch the tape, and you know, I should imagine he'll just work on not falling in as much, because he has given silly shots away here and there. The class, I think, is definitely with Hennessy, and the better techniques from him, but the rough, tough ruggedness is definitely from Brennan.
Well, we go into the final 30 seconds. You'd certainly watch Brennan again against a similar kind of opponent, as he comes and gives his all. Makes life awkward without ever quite doing enough to win a round, although he was unfortunate at the end of that second round, and we shouldn't forget it. It would have been a flash knockdown, of course, but still deserved to have it on his record. Well, not a comfortable night at all for Hennessy Jr, but another step on a learning curve for him. And a touch of gloves and a bit of respect at the end between them. Phil Edwards just totting up his scorecard. George, I tell you, Hennessy's going to look up to you and care what you think. So what would be your lesson when he watches the tape back?
A very good performance. Definitely a lot of positives to take back. You know, all I'm doing here is obviously picking holes about becoming that complete fighter. Gave away a couple of free shots, and for me the biggest thing would be working on that second wave, because he didn't really execute that at all tonight, and if he did, he would have put his opponent under severe pressure, you know. So there was times where he'd let good shots go, have success, land, come away, and then want that break to reset, whereas he should be anticipating something, come back, and then the second wave comes straight in.
So there's the George Groves coaching masterclass. What's the Richie Woodall one?
Well, it's very similar to what George just said. I thought overall it was a fairly good performance from Hennessy Jr. I definitely saw improvements in terms of the guard, because his guard in previous contests were a lot more relaxed. Yes, he was giving the odd shot away. That was a cracking right hand from Brennan. That was the best shot in that round from him. But when Hennessy did switch the attack, body to head, head to body, I thought he did it very well. I liked his jab throughout the contest also. And look, that was an example there of him landing to the body, but just keeps his right hand nice and high to block the left hook that come back. So overall, a good performance, but there's plenty still to improve on. And the kid's young, and for Brennan, he is a crowd pleaser, Brennan is, and I'm sure we'll see him again.
Well, let's get the verdict.
After 6 rounds of middleweight boxing, we ask our scoring referee, Phil Edwards, to decide the contest. He sees it at 58 points to 57 points in favour of our winner, still undefeated as a professional boxer from Sevenoaks, Kent, Michael Hennessy Jr.
Wow, Phil Edwards had it closer than we did. Hennessy Jr. 58-57, and he remains unbeaten.